Hey everybody, welcome back. So last week I did some stuff and it just wasn't enough to make a whole video on it. All I think I did was take off some stuff, maybe cleaned out the hole a little bit better, and I tried to get it off the dolly, but oof, that was a pain. We ended up having to lift it off with our arms because we couldn't get the cherry picker underneath it. So I have to redesign that a little bit to be able to do that. So today, what we did, we've got it upside down. We've got the handlebars and everything off. So we got it upside down. As you can see, it's been beached. So, you know, there's some scuffs here, and there's one over here, right here, some gouges that we're going to use fairing compound to fix to get it all nice and smooth. And we're going to get those stickers off, and then we're going to sand and paint these as well. Sand and paint this. I tried to get this off. I took all the bolts out. I got the front part off, the gate. I think that's what it's called. But this is like siliconed on. Like, it's not coming off, so I'm not going to pry it. I mean, it's been on there since 1997, so who am I to decide that's long enough, right? So we'll leave that on there. We'll just sand it down as well. Yeah, so I guess let's do it and see how far we get. I might even do the plastic parts today, so try to sand some of those down, get those painted. We'll see how far we get. All right, so here we go. All right, so hair gun, or you can do this with a heat gun or a hair dryer, whatever, from what I've seen on the videos. I don't have a heat gun. I know they're cheap, but I don't feel like going to get one. So I'm going to try with a hair dryer, see how it works. right, so sadly I found this. So that crack right there, I don't know what happened, but that corresponds to the other crack I've shown you before on the top side where you put your foot. That's right underneath that. So I'm gonna have to sand that down and get some epoxy and fiberglass it in too. So anyway, but the stickers are off. Step one. Let's I guess sand. Do we need to sand before I put the fairing compound on? I think so. I'm gonna do it anyway, so just like an 80 grit, and let's go from there. Here we go. All right, looks like I'm out of 80, so I'll be doing 120, mask, all that good stuff, right? All right. Whew. Oh my Lord. Wipe it down with acetone, and then I guess we'll do fairing compound. Let's do that. Knock it out. This is what I use. I saw it recommended in another video where the guy was doing the same thing, so they looked like they knew what they were doing. All right, had to take a bit of a break because we had a rainstorm. So welcome to Florida, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and do the fairing compound on there right now, and then I'm gonna let that set probably overnight at least for it to really harden, possibly longer. We'll see. I don't know. I'll test it and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm gonna try to sand the handlebar covers, or at least get it clean and see if I can paint it. I don't know if the paint will stick, so we'll test that out. I may need like plastic what do you call that? Where the paint sticks to plastic, because I don't know if it will or not. So we'll test that out. So here we go. Oh. So you can see there's blue and yellow, and you mix them 1 to 1 until it's a nice green color. That's how you know it's mixed in well, and then you apply it. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, I guess. Let's give it a shot. Roughly, I think. Looks pretty good, actually, I think. Alright, it's the next day. I think it's pretty dry. It rained overnight, so it is what it is. It's Florida. But what we're gonna do first, before we do any of this, I mean, it's hard. Like, I can't even put my finger on it. Well, I can a little bit, I guess, but a little bit. So it's not completely cured, but it's cured enough to sand. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix this today. I have to sand it down, and then get fiberglass, the epoxy, and yeah, I guess we're gonna get started with sanding. So let's do that first, and then I'll show you the epoxy and stuff. See you in a minute. What I've got is some 80 grit sandpaper. This is the only kind I have left, so I'm just going to use that. I'm going to sand it down. I'm not going to film it. Everybody knows how to sand. Just kind of get it cleaned up, and once I'm done with that, then we'll move on to the fiberglass. All right. So what we have here is the epoxy resin and the hardener, and it's a 2-to-1 mixture. I got this off Amazon. The Total Boat. It's just that guy again that I told you about, Total Boat Works, that uses that, and it comes with 2 plungers. And it's a 2-to-1 mixture. Tells you everything in here. It even comes with the pumps and instructions. So I'm gonna read those real quick. Okay, so this is the resin pump, and this is the hardener pump. Okay, so it's a 2-to-1, right? So it's one. They make it really easy. You pump 1 pump of the epoxy and 1 pump of the hardener, and that gives you that 2-to-1 ratio because of the size of the pumps. So basically, all you do, you don't want to get your fingers on this stuff. Actually, let me go put on gloves. Hold on. All right. Yeah, this stuff gets really nasty, guys. So make sure to wear gloves because you don't want that on your hands. All right, that'll do. So let's get this open. And we'll put that pump in. Tight. Let's do the hardener. Oof. Look at that. Don't know what that's about. So this comes with a smaller tube that I'm going to use. Oh, no. It's a different tube. So this is just an extender for the resin. This one I just have to cut down because it's way too tall. Like, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why it's smoking either. That seems weird. So that. All right, that should do. Now it says 5-to-1 on there. I don't know why, but it should be 2-to-1. So that's what we're going to try. So now what you're supposed to do, luckily they gave us 2 containers. They're supposed to give us a mixing stick, but they didn't. So anyway, so I have to pump it until it comes out as one stream. Like that looks good. Then we'll do this too. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make, I don't know, probably too much, because I'd rather have too much than not enough. We're gonna take, I'm gonna put it on here because I'm gonna peel it right off. But this is the first strip. You wanna do a thin layer, and this is 1708. You'll see it better on this. It's got one side is a mesh and the other side looks shiny. So it's double layered, basically, for strength, right? So we're gonna put this down first, and you put the braided side down first, right? So we're gonna wet this one, and then we're gonna put this one over the top of it, and then this one over the top of that. So that way we have a wider area. If it does delaminate, it's gonna delaminate maybe an edge of this, but that'll still be solid. So that's what I've seen, so that's what we're gonna try to do, okay? So I don't know how much we're gonna need. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 10. 8, 9, 10. All right, let me go get a brush real quick. Hold on. All right, so we got 10 of those. Let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So let's stir that up. I just have this mixing stick here. You have to stir it up really good to make sure it combines. You don't have a lot of working time, especially here in Florida. It's already like 85, 90 degrees. So luckily I'm doing a really small space, so that shouldn't come into account, but just make sure you mix it up well. And do this in a well ventilated area, because it's stinky, man. That resin. Whew. Oh, I guess this is a 5-to-1 mixture. So one pump of the epoxy is 5 times that amount. I'm sorry. If you one pump of the hardener and one pump of the epoxy is a 5-to-1 ratio. So you're getting 5 times as much of the resin as you are of the hardener. It does say that. So let's get that cleaned off. So it doesn't get everywhere. All right. Make this nice and wet. So it gets almost translucent. Closer here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright. We'll lay this piece over the top. You want to make sure this gets nice and soaked. That's how you avoid the air bubbles. piece on top of that. All right, I'm gonna take you over to the boat. We'll meet over there. Okay, I just remembered I should have wetted that area first, but that's okay. We're just gonna take it here and get it down, make sure it gets down in there. And then use the brush to make sure it's sitting nice and flat. All right, I think that looks pretty good. If you look, you can see the cracks still in there. So you can see pretty much right through the fiberglass, which is a good thing. So try not to get this thing too dirty. So now I'm just gonna, we have to wait and wait for it to cook off. That's when it gets hard, and then we should be able to sand it. We have to make that nice and flush. And then when that's dry, I'll make sure to sand the whole thing, and then we'll continue from there. All right, see you in a bit. So in the middle of this, we had a pretty good rainstorm because, you know, Florida. So I had to go back inside and stop. I think I was pretty much done sanding though. So I mixed it up just like I did before, that fairing compound. I tried to put it on a little bit lighter. There's a big gash right here though, so I tried to fill that in extra heavy. But I got all these cracks. Hopefully, I can't really see them now. I mean, obviously not now, but before I started putting on, I could kind of only see them. I guess the sun was shining right on them. But you can see in there how thick that is. That's definitely not supposed to be the case. But with that 1708, I'm hoping it'll hold. And what I'm gonna have to do, what I'm gonna try to do, is feather this out with that other fiberglass I've got, the one like I was talking about before, without this, it's not biaxial, it's just the strand. And but that's not going to be today because it's going to rain again. I can feel it. So yeah, this is it for today, sadly. Anyway, I'll pick it up hopefully tomorrow and be able to sand, get that fixed. Yeah, and then once I do that, sand it a little bit more, make sure there's no shiny spots, and then I can paint. So I'm gonna pick up more paint because I don't think I have enough. I only have 2 little cans, but they're like $15 a can, that Duplicolor, and I just got black. Like, I didn't get any special colors, so I don't know, man. We'll see. I'll definitely show you guys. We'll do it together, all right? So I'll see you for you guys in a second, but for me it'll be tomorrow, so take it easy. All right, here we are again. It's the next day and more sanding. I put it's really bright, so I don't know if that's going to wash out or not, but you should be able to see it. So yeah, I just got to sand all that down, and then we'll see if we have any more to put on, and if we do, then we'll put more on. I definitely have to put, what I'm going to do here is put the fairing compound and try to smooth that out after I sand this down, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Here we go. Alright, so I mixed up another little batch and I got all of those pieces. I redid this one again too. It's still a little bit, I think we can be better, so anyway, yeah, but this is all nice and smooth, so there's nothing wrong there. Yeah, so now we just have to let that dry and sand again. And oh shoot, hold on. I almost forgot to do this. That was like one of the main reasons I was doing this. So luckily I remembered. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. I don't know. It looks okay though. I mean, I think it might actually work. So we'll see. Anyway, so what I want to do now is I want to paint the plastic. So this is for the handlebars, the bottom and the top. And I've already kind of degreased them. So anyway, I'm going to sand those. And oh my god, dude, it's a process. Hold on. So this is what you need. Adhesion promoter, right? So the paint sticks to the plastic. Primer filler, and that'll kind of help correct any kind of small mistakes. And there's supposed to be another one in there. I just realized I don't think I ever got it. It's supposed to be, it's called sealer. And I think that helps it from the main color from bleeding from the primer soaking up the main color. So this from soaking up this. I don't know though. I think that's what it was. I'm gonna have to go in and order it anyway. So I'll rewatch that and make sure I get the right thing, and then if I remember, I'll tell you. Anyway, so let me. Oh, this is gonna be kind of boring. Let me just get my ladder. So there we go. Now we just need to sand. I don't know if you've noticed a recurring theme or not, but sanding, if you hate it, don't do this. And I don't hate it, I just mildly dislike it. So what I've got is some 400 grit. I'm sorry, 600 grit. And they're wet or dry. I'm just gonna sand them. And what you want to do, I mean, these are, you can't even tell with these, but normally with new plastic pieces, they'll be like shiny, like glossy kind of. And you just want to scrape, make sure that you scrape all that off, or sand all that off, so it's all nice and dull. So. And I don't even know if I'm going to put these back on, because it kind of looks cool. So here's the steering wheel. So this one's busted because salt. I mean, you can see all the salt, and it doesn't even turn in that housing anymore. And this one goes on the bottom here, and this one goes on the top like this. So, I don't know if you can see that. It goes on the top. So, but if I take this off, then I just have the handlebars, and I can paint those black. And this too. I have a new one, so I have to take these off anyway. So why not? I don't know. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to just sand these down. And if it turns out good, then I'll probably use it. And if it doesn't, then I probably won't. Pretty simple, right? All right, so I got one of these things. All right, one of these things, which makes it really easy to do this, and you can kind of, you don't have to hold your finger on it. I hate that. Oh, that wind blowing. So what does it say? Just follow the directions on it. That's what you're supposed to do. We're going to put this on. I forgot to do that last time. But the wind's blowing pretty good, so of course, right when I start doing it. All right, third coat. Here we go. All right, get ready for coat number 2. All right. Well, I found the order for the sealer, for the primer sealer, and I ordered it through Amazon too. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's not going to be until Thursday. I got all this stuff last week, so it's, what is it, Sunday today. So that's whatever, is what it is. I'm going to do the third wet, and this is the third coat. It's supposed to be the medium wet coat, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we'll let that dry. I'm really curious to see if that scratches off or not, but I want to let it dry probably overnight, and we'll see. But I'm gonna end this part so I can get this uploaded, and we'll pick up the next video. We'll do the finish off the bottom hole, the bottom of the hole, and paint it, get that done, so I can flip it back over. Then I've got, let me show y'all. So we've got that one on the trailer. I need some friends to help me lift it off, move the trailer up to here, up to the driveway, right, up to here, take that jet ski off, and then I can do the work on that trailer, get that done, so I don't have to worry about it. Well, so at least so I can check it off, because that'll be pretty easy. It'll take a bit, but it'll be easier than the jet skis for sure. So yeah, once I get that done, then I might, this should be dry, like hardened by that time, with that clear coat. I mean, I'll go over that in future video, but it's got an epoxy in the clear coat, so that needs to harden for a while. And then once it's hardened, I can pop it onto the trailer, and then I think that's narrow enough. I can fit it right in my garage. I don't need the dolly anymore. And then I can start putting stuff back in this one, and I want to make sure it runs, right? Let's get it running first, and then after I can start it up, then I'll go through and do all the cosmetic stuff. I want to paint the top as well. I need to get the hood off of that one, because it's going to be going on this one, because the hood for this one is all jacked up. So it was just, whoever had this, man, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but they really don't know what they're doing. The holes are all full of epoxy, and I don't know if that's even fixable, but yeah, so we'll see. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video. Whoopsh.